Have you ever met someone who seemed almost too calm? Like no matter what happens, their face doesn't change, no emotion, no guilt, and deep down, something about them feels off. That's not your imagination. You might be looking at a psychopath or a sociopath, but here's the truth they don't want you to know. Not every monster looks like one. Some of them smile, shake your hand, and say all the right things, while quietly studying your weaknesses. This video isn't about fear, it's about awareness. Because once you understand how these minds work, you'll start seeing them everywhere. In workplaces, relationships, even friendships that seemed perfectly fine. Let's break down the truth about psychopaths versus sociopaths, and more importantly, how to protect your mind from both. You see, society often throws these words around like labels. Oh, he's such a psycho, or she's a total sociopath. But few people actually understand what they mean. Both psychopaths and sociopaths fall under what psychologists call antisocial personalities. But the difference lies in how they think, how they feel, and how they hide it. And this difference can mean the world when you're the one they choose to manipulate. Psychopaths are calm, dangerously calm. They plan, calculate, and act without emotion. They can mimic charm, empathy, even love, but it's all a performance. Sociopaths, on the other hand, are impulsive. They lose control, they explode, they break things when they're angry. Psychopaths, they don't need to shout. They'll destroy you in silence, with a smile. Imagine two people. One screams at you for making a mistake, the other simply looks at you, smiles, and says, "It's fine." But later you find out they made sure your reputation was ruined behind your back. That's the difference. One uses chaos, the other uses control. Here's the scariest part. Psychopaths can fake being human better than most humans. They study emotions like a script. They know when to nod, when to smile, when to look sad. Not because they feel it, but because they know it works. They'll mirror your behavior, copy your tone, and make you think, wow, we're so alike, but you're not. They're just reading you. Sociopaths, however, can't keep the mask on for long. Their emotions leak through. You'll see flashes of anger, frustration, or guilt. They might still manipulate you, but they're easier to spot. Psychopaths are harder because they don't just wear a mask, they are the mask. Psychopaths are usually born that way. Their brains are wired differently. They feel less empathy, less fear, and almost no guilt. They can hurt someone, walk away, and sleep like a baby. Sociopaths, on the other hand, are often shaped by trauma, abuse, or neglect. Their environment breaks them, twists them, and turns their pain into manipulation. They weren't always like that. Something, or someone, made them that way. And that's what makes the truth uncomfortable. Psychopaths are cold by nature. Sociopaths are broken by life. It's not an excuse, but it's a reason. And understanding that helps you separate evil from pain. You can't always avoid these people. Some are co-workers, some are family. But you can learn to recognize the signs and guard your mind. First, watch for inconsistency. Psychopaths often say one thing but do another. Their actions never match their words, but they always have an excuse ready. Second, trust your gut feeling. If you feel uneasy around someone for no clear reason, don't ignore it. Your subconscious often picks up on danger before your logic does. Third, protect your boundaries. Psychopaths test limits. They'll see how much they can get away with before you say no. And the moment you finally do, they'll play the victim or twist the story to make you look like the bad one. Don't fall for it. You're not cold for setting boundaries. You're protecting your peace. Finally, and this one's powerful, don't feed their ego. Psychopaths crave control. When you stop reacting, you take away their power. Silence is the one thing they can't manipulate. Most people think spotting a psychopath or sociopath is about watching for obvious cruelty. But it's not. It's about spotting emotional emptiness, the subtle lack of something human in their behavior. They'll say all the right things. They'll tell you what you want to hear. But when something tragic happens, when empathy should show up, they just Don't feel it. That's your clue. And once you learn to see that pattern, you'll never unsee it again. So what's the real truth they don't want you to know? It's that these people aren't rare. They walk among us, in every office, every friend group, every social circle. But they can only control you if you stay unaware. Knowledge is your armor, awareness is your weapon, and self-control, that's your shield. When you understand human psychology, you don't just protect yourself, you become unshakable. You stop falling for fake charm. You stop feeling guilty for saying no. You start trusting your instincts again. That's real power, not dominance, not manipulation, but emotional intelligence. So the next time someone's calmness feels unnatural, the next time someone's kindness feels rehearsed, pause and look deeper. You're not paranoid, you're perceptive. And in a world full of hidden masks, that's your greatest advantage. If this video opened your eyes, take a second to reflect. Have you ever met someone who fits these traits? Share your thoughts in the comments. Someone else might need your story. And if you want to keep understanding the darker sides of human nature, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because awareness isn't fear, it's freedom.